The Chaos Insurgency has accessed our terminals. They have uploaded malicious code that puts images of SCP-096's face in the broadcast TVs. Please avoid looking directly into the TVs without scrambler goggles while we work on the situation. We have removed the hack done by the Chaos Insurgency. It is now safe to look at the broadcast TVs again.
That's ridiculous. You're offering yourself a clock. You're back here. Last year, I've never felt. Check it out. See, it's hot out, right? See, you have to walk all through that. No, exactly. But you would have to walk all of that. But four rats. But me? Come on. And so on. What, I have to walk home like a normal person? Die and respawn on the couch? Exactly. You are so lazy, dude. Stay at home, sucker. Like, you're still walking. Stop falling. For help. No, get in here. What? No, don't put it forward. God, but. And you still walking. Stop forward. For help.
Character creation. Have every player roll a d100 for plot reasons. Once a game begins, reveal that the results how many miles in the air the character campaign at. I've been informed that the edge of space is 50 to 62 miles off the ground, depending on which set to. In light of this information, will not be mentioned anyway. At the end of your phase, have every player roll a d100.
Airbags are surprising, and the American ones were acquired by Mike Tyson, apparently. They're about twice as large, up to 80 liters, and the only ones were inflated with sodium iodide, which is a little solid rock power. So the thing pushed out at around 200 miles. The 150 decibel bang, loud enough to leave your ears shaking. It got so bad that they even had to make airbags less powerful in 1990. They were doing more harm. There's a very specific reason for that Mike have always hated seatbelts. In the 90s, only about half of them bothered buckling up. The airbags had to catch up to the unmelted body, flying whatever direction it could be. And that's also why so many American cars fit these bags. European and American airbags are rolled
as multiple endings. This game's campaign was way ahead of its time, as it actually introduced a morality system throughout the entire Russian campaign that affected the final scene. One of the choices is whether Mercy kills these Nazi soldiers or let them burn alive. That decision influences the way Chernov, the game's compassionate character, writes about you in his diary.
His bravery on the battlefield is not good. He is also showing mercy. It's the brutality of Venom. Yes, even times I have seen him show mercy. Others I do not understand it. His merciless brutality defines him as savage. just like the rest of them. That's all. He is no hero.
World at War has multiple endings. This game's campaign was way ahead of its time, as it actually introduced a morality system about the entire Russian campaign that affects one of the final cuts. One of the choices is whether to mercy kill its concentrators or let them burn alive, and that decision influences the way Chernoff, the game's passionate character, writes about his diary.
His bravery on the battlefield is beyond question. He is also showing us the brutality. Yes, even times I've seen shooters done.
2005, a Japanese TV station held a web poll asking Japan what was the best anime of all time. And at number 58, beating out beloved options like Ghost in the Shell or Across, was the only American cartoon to make this entire list. And it was and for some reason, maybe because the show has zero dialogue, so it's really easy for anyone to watch, Japanese people really love Tom and Jerry, maybe even more than us. But it did make me wonder some examples of American media that were here. Example, side character in America, Legion made the circulating in the entire country from the 1980s until 2000. They really had the Mickey Mouse, so much so that turned on fandom and serious academic study of the character. And there's a similar situation to Woodpecker becoming a cultural icon. 2017 live action made specifically with them in mind. Despite being filmed in English, it only released theatrically in Latin America, while the US just slapped it onto Netflix. Perhaps the most famous example is a man named Sixto Rodriguez, who had a very great music career in the 70s, but failed. He had to go back working manual labor in Detroit and living in a broken-down house that he bought at an auction for only $50. That's the most unbelievable part of the story, but his album somehow got like copies all the way to South Africa, say that he sold records than Elvis and was a superstar. His music was very anti-establishment and became popular with anti-apartheid activists. And he had zero idea that he was a superstar in another country until his daughter ran into a fan website for him in 1997. 30 years of being a low-income job while a whole other country celebrates you more than Elvis. Such a bizarre story that he about it. In 2005, a Japanese TV station held a web in Japan what was the best anime of all time. And at number 58, beating out beloved options like Ghost in the Shell or Across.
This new Fallout mod adds the Boston Marathon to the game, but it's basically a death race. It's called the Commonwealth Marathon by Paul Voltaire. This is a quest mod that adds the game that hosts an annual Commonwealth Marathon. It features fully voiced characters.
Hey, Ollie. Told you Speedy would show up.
It's got a multi-part quest line that has a large new dungeon to explore. Of course, you get to participate in the marathon, which stretches across the wasteland. It's absolute chaos, and you'll actually get a notification if your fellow runner dies. You can also rerun the race with different challenges and conditions. This mod is 5 I thought it was. This new Fallout mod adds the Boston Marathon to the game, but it's basically a death race. It's called the Commonwealth Marathon by Paul Voltaire. This is a quest mod that adds